Welcome to Moving In and Moving Out. It's our streaming series spotlighting the ever-changing business landscape of the Rockford region. This week, we're sitting down with the new owners and leaders of Trekk Inc. in Rockford. The creative agency got started in the mid-90s, and now the daughters of the original four founders are leading the charge and bringing the business into the next era of communication technology. WIFR's Maggie Polsine shares their story.
A Rockford creative agency turns from one generation to the next.
The business was founded in 1985, and it was the beginning of the World Wide Web, which my dad and her mom saw as an opportunity to do something creative and start something new.
Trekk Inc. steps into the next chapter with new owners at the helm, Emily Christensen and Shane Terry, the daughters of two original founders, with Shane following her mother, outgoing CEO and co-founder Laura Bennett.
For a long time, my mom was the sole owner of the company, and she was looking to retire and getting to that time, and so she asked me a few times, like, what do you think? Do you want to buy the company? As she, got closer and closer to retirement, I started to come around to the idea. It was many conversations over a couple of years. At one point, when I was like, okay, I think maybe I could do this, I went to her and I said, I think I could do this, but it has to be with Emily. I think the two of us can do it.
And you said, so I have a big thing that I want to talk to you about. And you're like, I think we should buy the business. And I said, okay.
Christensen assumed the role of Chief Executive Officer on January 1st, and Terry now serves as Chief Operations Officer, positions neither of them imagined they would hold growing up around the family business.
I remember it's just this really creative space. They had, a pool table in the middle and Nerf guns all over the place and little basketball hoops, and it was just like they wanted it to be a place where people could be creative and do their best creative work.
But we grew up in that environment, and that was what we associated my dad and her mom's work with. However, we did not choose that path initially. Both of us wanted to do our own thing.
So after high school, both women went off in their own directions. Christensen pursuing a marketing career on her own terms, and Terry moving to New York City with the ambition of becoming a writer. Then, around 10 years ago, they got a call seeing if they would be interested in returning home.
It was not my mom, but it was somebody who worked at Trekk, called and said, hey, could you come work here? What do you think? So I started working for Trekk in 2017, and I didn't think it would be for very long, but I fell in love with the people.
And we grew up together, and a lot of the people who work here, we have also grown up with. So it was definitely a sense of coming home in a lot of ways.
And so here we are almost 10 years later.
For 3 decades, Trekk has been a full-service creative agency helping companies navigate the evolving world of communications. Now, the second-generation owners are charting the next chapter, leading clients into a new marketing frontier shaped by generative AI and rapidly evolving technology.
Marketing changes so much, technology changes so much. It's impossible for, we will not be doing the same things 30 years from now. We will be doing very different things. And yet, at the core of it, we will be helping our clients connect with their target audience in some way, whatever tools we're using to do that.
That, to me, is part of what we want to preserve in the future and going forward is keeping that DNA, not just in the work that we do, which is, of course, how it manifests, but in how we think about things, how we communicate with one another, what our space looks like. We want it to foster true creative work, creative problem solving, and that's what I hope to do as a leader in this business is help other people dream tgoing
They also plan to invest in Rockford.
When we said, okay, we're buying the company, the first thing we said about what we want the future to look like was we're going to hire in Rockford. We want people in the office. We want collaboration. We want connection.
And we want to invest in this place. If we're going to buy a business here, that's a huge investment. So we also want to invest in this community and the people who live here. And now that we get to make the decision saying we're going to double down on Rockford, yeah, that was a really easy decision day one.
As the firm looks towards the future, Christensen and Terry say they are ultimately just grateful to continue on their family's legacy.
When you asked me, I had already done all of the considerations, all of the thinking it over, and I had accepted it a long time ago that I wanted this. Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah. I just think we're really lucky to get to do what we're doing, and it's also a huge, you got me crying too.
Sorry.
It's a huge responsibility and a huge honor. Just feel lucky to be able to do it and to enter into this next 30 years. You know, our parents founded it and started the first 30-year era, and now what is the next 30-year era going to look like?
I would want the legacy we leave to be that we dreamed big, we didn't go home, dream big, go big or go home, and we're not going home is Shane's phrase. And we left an impact, we left a mark that created a community and created connection that is lasting.
Rooted in legacy, driven by purpose, and already shaping what the next 30 years will become.
Trekk Inc. is headquartered in Rockford and continues to serve clients across the country. This week, Christensen and Terry will be featured speakers at the Greater Rockford Chamber of Commerce's event For the Love of the Region. For tickets, you can visit rockfordchamber.com.